On today's episode, we have Indie Rights founder, Linda Nelson. The important thing is to listen to the show before they come for her, because those sirens you hear are behind her.
They're not chasing me?
Or me?
No.
Oh.
They want Linda. Why do they want Linda? Because she is full of information. Information that you all as independent filmmakers need to know. So shut up, sit down, tune in, and chill out with us on Around the Reel.
Welcome to Around the Reel with your hosts, Aaron Carlson, Charles Lawson, and Samantha Hanna. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
I think Chuck is
Linda,
sweat-
thank you for joining us today on Around the Reel for the time we have left.
Oh, of course.
I think Charles over there is sweating a little bit. He gets a little moist when things aren't working.
I'm gonna make sure things happen right the first time, and so anytime something like this happens, I'm like, what the hell? I swear to God, everything's set the same.
It's
What's the
fun.
producer in me?
Anyway, Linda, we just roll right into the show, so welcome to Around the Reel.
Oh, well, I'm honored to be here.
Well, that's
I'm always
very-
happy to share information about distribution, especially because it's a subject matter that is sometimes hard to get a hold of.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Information.
it is. And that's, I'm so glad you joined us today. We're up here in the Pacific Northwest, up in Washington, near Seattle, Tacoma area. And we have a little market up here of a lot of very talented filmmakers and actors,
Sure.
especially. Yeah. But everyone seems to be a little disconnected from everybody else out there in the world.
It's the rainforest. It's the shield of rain.
Is that what it is?
blocks.
It's the fucking rain, right?
It's the rain.
We're all just in this. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm singing in front of Linda. I don't care.
You could sing in front of Linda.
Go
Linda.
ahead.
Linda's a person. She likes music.
She might not like my music, but she likes music.
Yeah, I don't know about your music.
I love music. I love all kinds of music.
Good for you, Linda.
The only kind of music I'm not super fond of is accordion music. I don't know why.
Yeah,
You've never heard my papa. I can't even think of a good papa name to throw out there. I didn't know any of my papas. They all died before I
I
did.
love everything else. I love rock and jazz and blues.
Oh, see, Linda's badass. She's right with us, guys.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. But anyway, what I was getting at was,
Punk.
oh, you're not working, Sam? Oh no, hang on a second. Guys, dang it.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
You can hear Linda?
Yeah, sure.
I can't hear us on our mic though.
I can't hear Sam in
Hold
her
on.
microphone.
Yeah, hold on. We're gonna fix this.
So
Like, oh, now I'm working.
Yeah, I hear you.
it was just
fine.
wasn't coming through the Zoom.
What?
You didn't hear? I couldn't hear her in the Zoom.
I couldn't hear her in our mic.
Yeah, now I can.
Okay, back.
Okay.
All right,
And then
Sam's back. Hi.
Thank you for that.
Hopefully we're
that
done with
brief
the
sponsor.
technical
Thank you for the
issues.
quick.
Everything's fine.
Break.
Yeah, we got this now. Okay, Linda. Hi.
Hi.
It did it again. Every time I sit down, maybe if I stand up. Are you serious? I got to stand up the whole show?
No, that doesn't make sense. It should work.
What's going on? That's weird.
I can hear you,
Yes.
but your volume is low.
There you go.
Is it working now?
Yes.
Okay.
The
Oh
mic-
yeah, no, that's great.
Yeah,
We're
that's,
beautiful.
that's beautiful.
This is why we named the show Real.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really real how it happens. Real. You get the guest that you've been waiting for on the show, and shit falls apart.
Mm-hmm.
The last time this happened to us, almost this bad, was one of your friends, Alex Ferrari, when
Yes,
he's done his show a
when
few
we had
times.
Yeah.
We had Alex Ferrari on the show, and we couldn't get anything to work.
Disaster.
Took an extra half hour to get him going.
Yep.
and He just laughed the whole time. He
Yeah.
just- that was fun.
Alex and I are going to do a chat at AFM this year.
Oh, you guys
Oh,
are doing
you are?
FM together. Nice.
Oh, awesome.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
That's
would
really
be
cool.
fun.
Yeah, I was actually on a panel with him last year. He did a panel, and I was one of the panelists.
Yeah, he's
But this time, I think it's just a chat.
well, that's
Maybe him
cool.
and I.
Uh-oh.
Well, you guys have all the knowledge.
Intimate conversation.
Yeah, but they know this industry a
Yeah.
little bit. They know what's going on.
Yep.
And I've learned
We
a lot.
do.
Yes, you
Yeah.
do. I've learned a lot from you and Alex from just paying attention for
Yeah.
a few years now.
We actually get quite a bit of people from the podcast that I've done with Alex.
Good for you.
You know,
Good
so
for you.
Yeah,
It's good. So I try to, do one at least once a year because everything changes so quickly.
It does.
Absolutely, it does.
It does.
It's too fast.
It's important to get the information out there so that people have realistic expectations about what can happen and where their film can go and how they might do different places and stuff. And it has changed dramatically the past 3 years. It's 100% different animal.
Well,
Yeah.
with COVID and everything, I'm sure it's just even changed that much more, huh?
Well, COVID just gave us a bigger audience.
That's true, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, because
Is
everybody
that
was
really?
fucking
Okay.
home.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody was home.
And in fact, we can actually see now a little downturn now that people have other options and can go out again.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, shit, that's
That's
not
interesting.
Big, not a big, and certainly not back to where it was pre-COVID,
right.
because so many people wound up subscribing to streaming channels. They didn't bother with streaming until COVID,
Mm-hmm.
especially like an older audience.
Yeah.
A little bit older audience, all that just used to do cable, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But all of a sudden, they've discovered Tubi and Pluto
Yeah.
and Amazon.
Yeah. all
I
the-
gave my parents all my logins. Here, mom, dad, watch everything.
Yeah, but she's talking about basically all the streaming platforms out there that are free.
Right.
They just got commercials on them,
Yeah.
just like regular
Mhm.
TV used to be. So I get it.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me.
Because they were always used to watching commercials anyway.
Absolutely, they were.
And now a younger audience can't afford to have all of those cable subscriptions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
or
expensive.
streaming subscriptions, so they're quite happy to watch with ads too.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
It's kind of really, I think for indies, it's really hurt the TVOD market,
Mm-hmm.
which is interesting because I don't know, 10 years ago we used to all go to Blockbuster and plunk down $20 for some movies for the weekend.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, since you said TVOD,
Right.
I was curious. I would love for you to break down what that is, because, okay, we're in Washington State.
We've said that.
You
Yes.
already said that.
I just think I just feel like a lot of the filmmakers up here aren't paying attention to people like Linda or Alex or Ryan Conley and all these people out there that got this vast information of the industry on the indie level to help them out. And they might not know what TVOD is or SVOD is or AVOD
Okay.
is. So
So
I'm
we're
one.
going to talk about all the different types.
please do.
Probably, well, when we got in the business, my partner Michael and I, we started in 2006, and that was when we made our first low budget indie film.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And back then, the internet wasn't quite fast enough for streaming, but what was starting was download to own.
Okay.
So,
I remember that.
and we did we were beta testers for Amazon, and it was a product called Unbox. And so you didn't have to have, like a box with a DVD or in it. You could download it onto your computer and then play it whenever you wanted.
Sure.
So,
Okay.
it gave you the opportunity to own and build a library, but you just downloaded it, and then it took a long time to download.
Right. Yeah. It was just like AOL stuff. You see the little dots going.
Once you got it was yours forever. and
Okay.
You could watch it. And so it was a nicer option than renting at Blockbuster.
Sure.
And so, we actually had an interview by Variety back in 2006 or 7, and it was like, someday over the rainbow, people will be watching movies on the internet, actually watching on the internet and streaming. And lo and behold, here we are.
And look
Yeah.
what fucking
But-
happened, right?
But, so we were able to start back then, and it was standard definition.
Yep.
We had one of the first digital cameras that was available, and that was a Canon SL.
Mhm.
And it's what Danny Boyle did 28 Days Later with.
Yeah.
And and so that's what we used for our first film.
What was your first film called, by the way?
It was called Shifted.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
we actually had a day job, we were managing this big public storage facility that had like 1,000 units in it.
Holy shit.
And it
Okay.
closed at 6 o'clock. We lived on site. That night, that became our movie studio.
Oh, that's a beautiful spot to film.
nice.
Yeah.
So it was a big 3-bedroom house they gave us to live on site. And so, we used 2 of those rooms to be our studio. So we had an editing bay in there, and we did casting and rehearsals. We shot a movie at night there, and so you'll see, if you ever see the poster for Shifted, it's all these orange doors.
That's badass.
Behind the
I'm
orange
jealous
doors,
of Linda
right?
when she was starting out.
Yeah, no, it's badass. That's a beautiful setup. That's fun.
That is cool.
So it was perfect, and we worked there for 10 years,
Okay.
and it took us that long to save enough money and build up indie rights to the point where it would give us enough cash to actually move out of there and do it full time.
Good for
Nice.
you guys.
And this is not a business for people that want quick money.
No,
No.
I believe
Yeah.
that. I believe
Definitely
that.
not.
You have to love it, be
Yeah.
willing to stay in the game for as long as it takes, and build a body of work.
Yep.
And just keep plugging at it, and whatever you got to do to pay the bills, you do.
You do what you
Yeah.
got to do. Yeah.
So we did that, and we did 2 features while we were there, and 6 national commercials,
Good for
Oh,
you
wow.
guys.
Awesome.
and that got us out of debt and able to really do indie rights full time.
Good
Good
for
for
you
you.
guys.
And we started the company because the deals that we were being offered, we thought we'll never be able to live on that.
Yeah. And
They're so bad.
there's
So
there's a lot of nightmare
So-
stories I've heard from a lot of filmmakers out there. Yeah.
Because there are a lot of predatory companies
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
Yeah.
there.
Which is too bad.
There's a couple of good ones, but they're few and far between.
Well, you guys are a good
and,
one.
And I understand why there's no money left for the filmmakers, because they have big offices and lots of employees and warehouses filled with DVDs, and until they totally morph into this new streaming thing, they can't be like a lean machine like we are. We don't have any overhead.
Right.
I mean, it's very, very low.
Just
Yeah.
gotta keep paying
Yes.
for your internet. There you go.
There's-
That's your
there's
overhead.
There's just 4 of us, and it's all digital, and we have migrated all of our content to the cloud, so we only have to upload once, and then from there we can deliver just with a click.
Just whatever you do. Okay. So
No wonder
So-
she responds so
let's go
quickly on
back to
emails.
where we were
Yeah.
about the different times. So we started. I get off on a tangent.
no, you're
No,
fine.
that
No,
was
your
cool. That
tangents
was
are
good.
fine. Everybody will
We-
shut the fuck up for you, Linda. It's
We
fine.
love rabbit holes. We love rabbit holes.
Yes, we do.
So
Go for
we
it.
started with this download to own. That was the very first use of the internet for independent film, and we had the very first independent film from Amazon.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Download.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
And that was Shifted.
Okay.
And then it wasn't too long after that streaming came along. The internet got fast enough that we could stream. And so when we first started, we used to put a whole bunch of movies on one big hard disk, and they were big.
Yes, they were big.
They're big boxes, And so
Like
we
an
put a whole
external?
bunch of movies on
Big
there.
old floppy.
We'd ship that off to Amazon, and then they would load them up on their servers and then start streaming them. And it was only a couple of years ago that they actually created a dashboard where you could upload to the internet. So
Right.
that's only in the last 3 years.
Yeah, it hasn't
4
been long
years.
at all.
So
Yeah.
yeah, no.
And that's
so the very first thing that was available was the old way of doing it. You could buy a video, a movie, or you could rent a movie. And so that's called TVOD, which means paid transactional,
yes.
right?
Okay.
TVOD is a paid transactional, so you're either renting or buying. And some people call it EST, or electronic sell-through.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
you might hear that term, but that's TVOD, is
Okay.
transactional. We're actually buying or renting.
That makes sense, Sam.
And then,
Mhm.
yeah,
Good,
and
good.
then the next thing that came along was a subscription model where you pay an annual fee or you pay monthly. You might pay $9.99 a month, or you pay $100 a year, or whatever. for something like Prime or Netflix. And that way, once you pay that fee, you can watch and consume as much as you want. So you're not paying for each individual transaction. So that's what SVOD is. It's a subscription video on demand.
And where binging came from.
That's why we binge
Right.
the way we
Binge.
do.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck yeah, we do.
And so once they started having series, and they would put the whole series up at once, you could watch the whole thing.
Oh, the
Yeah.
whole
So
damn thing.
the last series that Michael and I just binged was that is the Steve Martin and Marty Short.
Oh yeah,
And so,
that I haven't watched that
right?
yet. Is it good?
And Selena Gomez, she's terrific.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They're pulling the Cobra Kai. They got the old people with the young people to bring it all together. They know what they're
Right.
doing.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course. So
Yes.
smart.
That's super
She's
smart.
terrific in it, and
Cool.
so we watched that whole season. That was terrific. And,
So
I gotta
SVOD
wait.
is why our daughter is so impatient.
Yes,
Yes.
SVOD is. Yes,
Because she
can't wait.
cannot wait for another week for the next show to come on.
Correct.
She
Right.
doesn't get it.
No, she can't fucking stand it. She pulls her hair out. She's 12 years
does
old
not
and
get
pulls
it.
her hair out if we gotta wait a week. She can't do it.
so now there's a third type, and that is called AVOD, which means ad-supported video on demand. And the way ad support works is that most of our partners like Tubi TV, Pluto, IMDb TV, these and even Peacock is ad support.
Oh.
That's was that
what
that's
happens
Universal,
is
I
that
think.
NBC.
We get paid 50% of the advertising revenue.
Oh wow. Okay.
So if your movie's good and people watch it all the way through, they're going to see lots of ads, just like old-fashioned television.
Right.
You know, but the advantage is you get to watch what you want to watch when you want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like old-fashioned linear TV where you have to be, okay, I got to be home at Tuesday night at 9 o'clock if I want to see this show.
Yeah.
Moonlighting. You got to be there on time to watch
It's just not the
Moonlighting.
world we live in
Wait for it.
anymore.
Right.
People, are much more spontaneous and they want to do what they want to do when they want to do it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so the AVOD is really good because it means that, there's no payment involved at all.
Right.
You don't have to pay a subscription fee, nothing. You just have to put up with the ads.
Right.
So,
You know what's cool?
And a lot of people don't mind that.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all. In fact,
And the pay rate is really good.
that's what I heard.
That's
And
what I
I'm
like.
going to get to that in a
Okay.
second. But you know what's cool
Okay.
about AVOD that I love so much? Because even when
Mhm.
you used to watch regular TV, when you had ads in, they always changed the movie. They had to cover up the cuss words or whatever.
Right.
And that's the advantage of AVOD, I think. The movie isn't really interrupted
still
in
the
its
same.
creative
No.
form. It's just you got a couple
No.
breaks to go take a
That's
piss
right.
or
And
make
there's
some
no-
popcorn.
There's no editing.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing of it. And then it's better for the filmmakers. So when you talk
Correct.
about the money that filmmakers can actually earn on an indie level if they get their film up there, in your professional opinion, Linda, where are indie filmmakers gonna make more of an ROI, a return on their investment?
It is still possible to make good money on TVOD, and I'll talk about how and why.
Okay.
And it's still possible to make good money on Prime. But there's a certain way that it has to be done.
Yeah, you got to keep them in there.
And then we'll talk about each one and how they pay.
I would love that.
Okay, so like Amazon Prime used to pay 20 cents an hour.
Man, we would have made so much money on our last movie.
Right?
Damn it.
20 cents an hour
God
for the
damn it.
first year.
Okay.
And then the next year, they came up with a layered plan where if you had so many views, you got this much. If you had this many views, you got this much. If you had over 1 million views, you got that much. So it was a tiered structure for the
Okay.
payment, but it was still good.
Okay.
And then last year they came up with this new pay plan,
Is that the CER?
which
crap?
yes, which is CER,
Yeah.
which is customer engagement rating. And they have a very complex algorithm with about 100 components, and it measures your film against every other film that they have. And if your rate is in the 90s, you can get 12%.
Mhm.
No, but if you rate in the 40s or the 20s, you're going to get a penny an hour.
Right.
So if you really understand how to engage with your audience and you know how to connect to that audience, we still have plenty of filmmakers making 12 cents an hour, 10 cents an hour.
Mm-hmm.
But the bulk of the people are making a penny an hour. So
Right.
what we're doing, we're in the process of moving those that aren't doing well on Prime over to IMDb TV, which is in the AVOD channel.
AVOD channel for Amazon.
That Amazon owns.
Yeah.
And IMDb TV is going global today. They announced they launched in the UK, and they're going to be going global.
That's a good market
Nice.
over there.
So-
That's good.
And so the pay rate is good.
Awesome.
So, but you still have to promote. Obviously, you still have to promote your movies. But,
Yeah.
But the potential is much higher.
Right.
And that makes sense because Amazon, they want the subscription money to be able to be available to continue to build warehouses and ship products and do that with the subscription money. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And now, if advertisers are paying for the films, they have no cost. Advertisers are paying for the film, so they still get to have all these movies. But now the advertisers pay; it doesn't come out of their subscription pool, so it
Right.
allows them to use that revenue, for whatever they want to do.
God, they'd be taking
Well,
money
they're
from
other
us.
business.
Man.
So now Tubi TV, we were one of the original founding content providers for them. There were 5 companies that gave, they all got together, and we had a 1-page agreement back in 2011.
I was going to say,
said,
they've been out for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2011.
Okay.
we
That's what I
started.
thought. Yeah.
And so we were one of the original 5 content providers, and we just had a 1-page agreement that said we are going to split the ad revenue 50-50.
Oh, wow.
Well, and that's worked really well for us for 10 years, right? And so now we have a situation where the big boys, the big studios,
Okay.
none of them got involved with streaming. None of them. Until a year or 2 ago, 2 years ago max.
Because they were getting their asses kicked. That's why.
Well, no. They just thought that DVDs and Blu-rays would be around for a lot longer.
Okay.
They weren't expecting streaming to, grab as much of the market as it did.
Do you think
So,
they didn't see
rather-
Netflix and what they did? I mean, how Netflix just came in and you know what I mean? It's like, what's this?
But it's also
Okay.
big corporate. They're not going to admit their mistakes.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah.
Well, it's even more complicated than that. Those companies are big conglomerates,
Sure.
right? They're not nimble. They can't change easily.
No.
And so sometimes
Sounds like me.
what they in this situation is they let them go and build it all and get it all sorted out, and then we'll go and buy them.
Okay, I see. I got you.
Corporate America.
I got you. I got you.
So now Tubi became the largest AVOD platform.
Yeah.
Terrific. And so Fox just went in and said, okay, we'll give you so many $1 billion. And they bought it. They didn't have to do anything. They just bought it.
Okay.
Wow.
Right?
So I didn't know
So,
that. I didn't know Fox was in
however-
there like that. I didn't know
Oh, no,
that.
Fox bought Tubi.
No shit.
So now the problem with that was that when their legal department went in to do an audit of the contracts and they saw our little 1-page agreement, I think they almost dropped dead. So
Was it
now
1
we-
page 50-50? What the shit? What the fuck?
Right, exactly. So we now have a 35-page agreement.
Oh my God.
That makes sense.
They only added a
Wow.
couple pages.
It's just a few,
So,
right?
and we had to negotiate that, but now it's all there, and we're very happy because now Tubi is going to get to grow.
Yeah.
They're going to invest a lot of money, and now Tubi will go global, and that's going to really change the whole environment, I think, because we used to, we go to Cannes and AFM every year
Mm-hmm.
to sell films to foreign territories, right?
Sure.
Sure.
And but if all of the big platforms go global,
Yeah, I was gonna say. How is that even?
So I mean, Amazon's already Prime's in 120 countries,
Yeah, they're all over.
just like Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah.
And now, so and
Well, what?
now Voodoo is the newest big Avon, and Voodoo was started by Walmart,
Yeah.
and Voodoo was owned by Walmart, and it was a TVOD platform,
Mm-hmm.
so you could buy
Oh.
or rent movies there.
Yep.
So Universal, who owns Fandango, right, said,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's time for us to get into streaming." So what do? They went and bought
Voodoo.
Voodoo from Walmart, and they have just relaunched it as an Avon.
Okay.
I gotcha. Yeah, and that's why there's free movies on our Vudu. You can see with ads. It says,
Right.
and I love that. It's fun. I have no problem with
So-
that stuff.
I like how you say "our"
So-
since I have the subscriptions for everything. that
yeah,
everybody
yeah,
uses.
yeah. We're using it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're one big happy family.
Yeah, I share Chuck's is Vudu.
Yeah, just like my parents do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all do because it's good, and you got all the digital copies of the DVDs you bought on there.
That's
It's-
true.
It's great. So if I want to go watch Bad Boys 3, I can watch it. You know what I mean? It's fun.
So so there's this consolidation going on right now, and I quite expect that most of the the best Avon or subscription channels are going to be owned by the studios eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, we now have Amazon and Netflix in the mix. They're getting as many Oscars
Mhm.
and Emmys as the original six.
Yeah, they're coming out
They're
like
now,
in studio
they're now
form.
big studios.
Yeah.
And they're really doing a lot of original content, their own original content.
Yeah, they're doing big
And,
shit.
so-
Yeah, especially Netflix. We might have jumped the gun earlier because we just jumped in and assumed everybody knew who Linda was and
Oh, yeah,
who
hi.
she works for.
By the way,
and
everybody,
she-
this is Linda Nelson.
yeah, and that's,
Everybody knows Linda.
Yeah, I think they do, but I want to make sure because again, we're in Washington State.
There you go.
I love you so much. That's awesome, Linda.
Self-promoting.
It's awesome.
Yes.
The house cat.
So she did mention that she started Indie Rights, and you guys distribute films for filmmakers.
Independent.
So independent films, yeah. Please tell everybody kind of the process of that whole thing. Like, okay, let's say, well, we'll use us for an example.
Perfect.
We have two films right now, Linda, that we're working on that are almost complete. Well,
Uh-huh.
one's almost completed and one's in principle. One's a documentary that Sam's directing, and the other one is a faith-based film that Chuck wrote that I'm directing. Okay. So we have two indie films that are going to be ready to hit the market, hopefully by January, right? Or February. First quarter. We'll say first quarter.
Quarter
to be
for the
safe.
documentary for sure. and
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
say
to be
goodbye right
safe.
behind it.
So then, since we'll use us for an example, Linda, we're going to come to you with a couple movies. What do you expect from us as filmmakers? What do we need to do to get our movie out there with you?
Well, everybody has the ability to submit a movie to us. We have a website, and there's a distribution page on the website. It's got testimonials from some of our filmmakers, and it's got a list of all the platforms that we work with, and it has two important things. One, it has a submission form. There's a link, and anyone and everyone can submit a film to us. We don't advertise. We don't go looking for films. All of our films come to us because someone has told them they have a good reputation, they pay us, these are great guys. And so we just really, all of our business is from word of mouth.
All right.
And so and some from the podcast that I do.
Sure.
But it's pretty, I think we have the best reputation out there as far as distribution.
I think so too.
I would say
Yeah,
the same.
absolutely.
Yeah, I vouch for you guys. So,
We've
yeah.
never missed paying anybody anything. We've never missed putting out a report. Everybody gets a report. I don't care if you make 50 cents. You get a report and you get a payment.
That's badass.
So it's not 50 cents.
And I was
You
going
have
to say, and then you just put a big
That's
F on the
$50.
report with a circle around it.
Right.
Like, yeah, you guys
Right.
fucking.
Right. As long as you make $1, you will get.
There you go. Okay.
So and we have films that make money anywhere from like $5 a month to $50,000 a month. Wow! It's possible to make that much money with a low budget film.
Right.
And we have $40,000, $50,000 films that are making $30,000 a month. Okay. And now they're able to make more movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, you know, and we're very transparent. So when you submit your film to us, I have a very trusted friend that helps Michael and I with acquisitions. Her name is Beth Dewey, and she is now Professor Dewey at Loyola Film School.
Oh, wow. Good for her.
And we've been friends for 30 years.
Wow.
And we distribute her movies, and you know, and she teaches film, and she just loves film, and she's very experienced, and you know, she has really good taste in movies, and so she helps us with acquisitions, and we take probably I would say maybe 1 in 10.
Okay.
All right.
When we first started the company, we were able to take every film because we needed to build our library and you
need
know,
a catalog.
and
Yep.
we really wanted to build things up. But the platforms are forcing us to curate more.
Okay.
Definitely.
They're getting pickier,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and so now we don't want to take a film unless we are pretty certain we can get it, you know,
Sure.
in a fair amount of places.
So what are some of the amenities to a film that would make you consider taking it? What are some of the give me
Well,
like the
we're
top
gonna-
3 things besides it just being
We're going to talk about that.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'll shut up.
Right, so that's
Well, we gotta talk
you
once in
know,
a while. It is our show. We got to say something.
There's really 3 or 4 things that are really, really important to us. Number 1 is story.
Okay.
You know, you need to have an engaging story, right? That people are going to be interested in and want to keep watching.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is the acting has to be good. If it's a narrative, okay, feature, the acting has to be good. There's nothing that throws you out of a movie, you know, more than bad acting.
Sure.
And the third thing is production value, and that's both visual and audio.
Audio is important.
Audio.
These days, the cameras are so good that a lot of times we'll get things and they'll look gorgeous,
Right.
but then when we watch them, you know, they're slow, or they you know, the acting's not good, or the image is beautiful and the audio is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I think the weakest thing in independent film right now is lighting. Most people think that, oh, you have a red camera, you don't need to light, but you do.
You still
Lighting is really, really important.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's, you know, you have to teach yourself. You don't have to go to film school. Michael and I never went to film school.
right.
But we devoured every book and YouTube video we could find.
And that's
There
kind of
isn't anything you cannot learn on YouTube.
that's
That's
exactly
true.
my point. Yep. I even fixed the car, the sink. I swear to God.
And he's not a mechanic.
No,
let me just
I'm
tell
not,
you.
dude. I'm not that guy, but I've done it, so I
Right.
know what you're saying, Linda. And in fact,
No.
I live on there. Even every time we have some kind of visual effect, like for example, we're doing the bubble effects for Say Goodbye, for the text messaging thing, and I'm like, well, shit, I'm using DaVinci Resolve right now, and I'm just getting into that program, and next thing I know, I'm like, well, shit, I'm an After Effects guy, so how the fuck do I do it in
Right.
DaVinci? So I jumped on YouTube. You know what? Within an hour, I knew how to do it because someone else did it.
Yeah.
You know, and that information is there. So
It is there.
yeah,
Yes,
for
it is.
filmmakers out there, and especially in our area, they got to take advantage of people like Linda and Alex and all these guys out there that are doing all these things. They have to do that if they want to have a chance, because it's
Right.
there. It's there.
Right.
That's their best shot at doing something, you know? And you won't frustrate Linda. Because if you send her a shitty movie, you're going to be one of the 9 movies that gets kicked the fuck out. I mean, seriously.
I'm going to tell you some of the, you know, mistakes that people make.
Please do.
Yeah.
Simple mistakes.
Yeah.
And our deliverables list is also on our website. So in addition to this, you know, the metadata, you know, submission form, it's really important that people fill that in correctly, because that's the data that winds up on the page, the detail page at Amazon or
Mhm.
iTunes or Google Play, right? So you know, like if you list the cast in the wrong order and not the order you wanted to appear, then you can't complain afterwards, you know, or if you leave somebody off of that list, they're not going to be happy.
Sorry, Chuck.
So you know, you want to pay attention to detail when
Yeah.
you're submitting the film,
Okay.
right? And let us know about any festivals. And something that is really, really important to us. Sometimes we'll have a gorgeous film submitted to us, and it's perfect in every other way, except the filmmaker's like, oh no, I don't like marketing. No, I don't have Facebook. No, I'm not going to do social media.
We know someone of those.
Okay,
Yeah.
I won't take that film. I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I can't.
yeah.
Right.
See, I think a lot of people feel like a distributor is supposed to market their film for them. Am I wrong?
They do feel like that. And that's
Yeah.
not how it works anymore.
That's not how it works. Yeah.
You said
So-
something important to me that I back up for just a second. You said
Sure.
something about festivals.
Uh-huh.
So let me ask you this: do you take films in festivals or?
We do. For example, Michael and I, we're two-time alumni from Dances with Films, which
Okay.
is a really nice festival here in Los Angeles. There aren't too many LA film festivals, and we probably distributing maybe more than 20 films from that festival, because you know they take good films. They have good films. So I think that unfortunately a lot of people make films and they have one plan for distribution, and that's we're going to submit to Sundance and South by Southwest, Tribeca,
Yeah.
and Toronto,
Yeah.
and somebody's going to buy our film.
Yeah.
Well, those days are over.
Yeah.
You're
That's
not
done.
you're not going to get in to one of those festivals if you do not have a serious connection somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
If you dig deep enough in every single film that's in there, they know somebody who knows somebody. They have an agent. They have, like they
Blackmail.
have, they have a, like a name attached to it. It's
Yep.
somebody's pet project, an
Yeah.
executive produced it,
Mhm.
or they went to Sundance Labs. There's some connection there. You are not going to get in that festival. They get 12,000 submissions.
Oh,
So you tell
Yeah.
Linda, are you telling me that if I put our little $2,000 movie on Film Freeway and I go on there and I shoot one of the little messages and our whole package to Sundance, they're not going to take it? Is that what you're saying?
Probably not.
Shit.
A very low possibility.
I'm so glad that's not what we were relying on.
One in a million chance.
You're
But
right.
anyway, everybody still submits because everybody has that little
That
That
dream.
We have,
Yeah,
we
they
have,
they
we
saw
have a-
Clerks at one time in their life. They know.
No,
Yeah.
that's right, and it used to work.
Yeah, I believe it.
It did. I
Yeah,
mean,
it
it's
did.
how, it is how, Kevin Smith got going. It's how Quentin Tarantino got going.
Tarantino,
I get
yep.
it. That's those dream
Okay.
guys. Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but it's not a discovery festival.
You know what I like about you,
So-
Linda? I'm gonna cut you off. Sorry, Linda. I'm gonna just cut you off. For a second. You know
After
what?
we just had the conversation about not cutting the
Yeah,
guests
I'm
off.
not- I know. I don't like cutting.
He
guests
told
off.
us not to cut the
Yeah, I
guests
hate
off.
it, but I'm gonna cut you off real quick because it just reminds me. So about I don't know, almost 2 years ago,
Yes.
I reached out to Linda with our film, The Outrider, right here, and I was super excited
And she
because
said, nope.
no, she didn't. No, she didn't.
No, actually,
I
she
know,
did
No,
say
I
she
know.
didn't.
But
She was very open and honest about her opinion.
Yeah.
And I sent her this little synopsis and a little teaser trailer, and I'm like, Linda, what's up? And she said, be happy to take your movie, but it's not going to sell. And I appreciated that more than you know. You
We all
referred
did.
and you referred us all to Film Hub and said you might have a better chance there. And I go, oh, okay. And she said, black and white doesn't sell. There's nothing more than I appreciate than honesty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I really wanted to thank you for that because we had a nice little run with our $2,000 movie on Amazon Prime when I just did it that way. And,
Right.
it gave us a stepping stone to keep moving
Sure.
Yeah.
forward.
Well,
And
we
now-
learned so much.
Yes, we learned a ton. And that's one of the things I think is lacking in what we hear through the industry from underneath everything else, where
Right.
you've got people out there who are scamming filmmakers or doing this and that and these crazy contracts,
11 years.
for
Who's gonna
80
sign an
years.
11-year
So I got
contract?
something outrageous. And it's like, you call up Linda and she's like, yeah, I'll take it. It's not gonna sell though. That's a beautiful thing, right?
But you know what?
No,
She was right, and I want to tell you, Linda, you were right,
Yes.
because you said it's going to be really hard to sell your film since it was in black and white in America. And I'll tell you what, we made decent money off of Amazon Prime in Prague
Yes,
because it was in black and
Yeah.
white.
we did actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and-
true.
Black and white can do much better overseas.
yeah, and it was thank you for being real.
Which is why you're
That's
on our
important.
show. We like you. We appreciate you. We
Yes.
love you. We want to work with you with the next films and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, we're gonna give it a shot. We're sending an email, and the deliverers will be nice, and you won't get pissed off at it.
Wait, this
And
is
the audio is
important.
going to be awesome.
Let me talk to you a little bit just about the deliverables because it's really important.
Sure.
Yes.
Our basic requirement that we must have is a 1920 by 1080 ProRes 422 HQ 2-channel stereo.
Okay.
We must have that. Now, if you have a 5.1, an 8-channel 5.1, great, we'll take that. If you have a 4K, we'll take that because at some point, channels are going to take that stuff.
Right.
But that HD, a true HD file, that's what everyone will take from us right now. So
Okay.
that's it may change in the future, but
Yeah.
but that's what we must have. And we just need feature, trailer, closed captions, a layered Photoshop. This is the other thing that people don't get. We have to have all of the text on separate layers in a Photoshop file because different platforms, they need to adjust the size for their platform. And also some of them don't want laurels, so they'll strip the laurels off. They don't
Gotcha.
want credits, they take credits off. And so
Okay.
we have to provide them with that Photoshop.
You
file
have to
so
have
they
good
can
clickbait,
manipulate.
is what you're saying, basically.
Good clickbait.
Yeah,
And-
good
and-
clickbait.
And that's exactly what your poster has to be, clickbait.
Yep.
Big images.
Yeah.
You can't have some little tiny, a couple standing on the edge of the water of this big ocean, and you can't even see them, like when you make the poster 1 inch taller, it's on your phone, it's not even an inch,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
I hear you. That's
You
why
can't-
I tell
you
these
can't
guys
have
all the
little
time.
tiny pictures.
Yeah.
I tell these
You
guys
need
all the
big,
time.
bright, bold images. It's clickbait. It has
It's
to be
true.
clickbait.
That's why I always want my face on the movie poster because I feel like more people will click on it. That's
You
true.
see- yeah.
That's why we made so much money in Prague. I mean, seriously,
Stop.
because of this right here. No,
I'm going to say it was the
Stop.
bosom of Sam. That
It-
we
it
made
probably
money
was,
in
yeah.
Prague.
no, that's
So,
important.
and some good stills. And basically, that's really all that we need. We don't require E&O
Okay.
to start, but if we get you a broadcast deal, they may want it, and you may have to go get it.
Gotcha.
But
That's good
but
information. I didn't know
start,
that.
we don't need it.
Okay.
We are now requiring the music cue sheet because we had a couple of people give us movies that had songs in it that they didn't pay.
Copyright
Copyright
songs.
infringement,
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had a couple of issues with that.
Uh-oh.
So
Yeah, that makes it rough.
now we require music cue sheet.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
But it's all of those deliverables. There's a deliverables folder on our website, and you can read through it and see everything that we need. There's also a sample of our contract, and we give everyone the same deal. Totally, like democratic.
No, I love that.
Everyone gets 80% of all the revenue. We don't charge any expenses, and the term is 3 years. Same deal for everybody.
See what I mean?
Quarterly
It's-
payments and reports.
Right.
Very
And it's a one-page contract?
4
And,
Four
wait,
pages,
is
okay.
the fourth page the signature page?
mostly. No, it's a place that has some definitions on it.
I'm the nerd of the group, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's fun.
All these things that you're
No,
naming
it's
off, I'm like,
very,
yep, we do
very
that, we do that, we do that.
Very simple agreement.
So right now, I know this industry changes so quick. And, 1 minute I'm thinking, gosh, okay, Sam, we're doing a documentary. We can just throw up on Amazon and we'll kick some ass. And now they don't take any
I'm
documentaries
really concerned
anymore.
about it now.
You shouldn't be.
It's
I don't
horrible.
think.
It's really disgusting.
Yeah.
Well, I do have a little bit of good news.
Tell me.
IMDb does take documents.
Okay.
They're owned by Amazon,
Yes.
right? And they will consider docs from us, but they have very specific criteria. You either have to have at least a limited theatrical release.
Okay.
So that means, you can do like a 1 week in LA or something.
Sure.
Or a broadcast deal
Okay.
or a major festival.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
That is
You've got to
good to
have
know.
at least one of those things.
Okay.
Tubi though is still taking docs as far as you know as of today. Oh, see.
Well, no, we Tubi takes docs, Google Play takes docs, IMDb takes docs,
Mm-hmm.
Roku channel takes docs. So I mean,
there's a
and when we go to KN or AFM, you know, there's foreign opportunities.
yeah, absolutely.
We like those foreign opportunities.
Yeah, we do good over there. They like black people like me. So
It's
true, they like
it's
me.
still Sam's bosom. That's all I'm telling you.
okay,
It's-
fair enough. Fair enough.
That was one hell of a bra she was wearing in Outrider. That's all I'm saying. Or was it even a bra, Sam? That's what we want to know. That's
So
what
says the
prod-
faith-based guy. Come on.
I
now.
know, Mr. Faith Base. So, Linda.
I said I was Christian. I didn't say I was perfect.
We have a deal with Christian Cinema.
Oh, we'll see.
Oh,
there you go.
that's
So
good to know.
that's a good opportunity for our next
We
film.
have films on Christian Cinema, and Dove Channel takes, you know, faith-based
does.
films.
Yep.
But
yep.
remember, it's not just faith-based. It's also just a dramatic
it's-
love story.
I know. Why don't you keep rubbing yourself right now? I know. Jesus.
Just trying to think of the different ways we can market it.
We'll get it out there. It's
We're
a great
try-
movie.
We're trying to dabble in all different genres
Well,
just to get the experience and learn.
Yeah.
Learn.
and keep doing
The
what we're
only
doing.
one I would tell, there's two things I tell you to stay away from.
Okay.
Tell me.
Just straight dramas.
Straight drama.
Straight drama.
There's the most competition
Yeah.
in there. It's the largest genre pool. You're much better off to have a romance, a thriller, and if you can have some specific niche. Like we didn't go back and talk about like who can do well on TVOD. Okay.
Right.
We have a really sweet little movie about a 12-year-old boy who is a little league baseball player, and his dad's job forces him to move to a new town, and he can't get on the team, and it's so it's all about that. Anyway, the filmmaker, before he released the film, he went on Facebook and posted about the film in every little league Facebook page
Little
you could
group.
find. And
Yep.
there's thousands of every little town. Siren going, fuck my hand. Fire engine or something. But anyway, there's he was able to connect. Every little town has a little league team.
Sure.
Every town in the country. And they for 2 years, and then every year there's new kids playing little league.
Yeah.
So, it's like such a strong specific niche that he's probably made close to, I don't know, 600,000-700,000.
It's beautiful. Beautiful. And that's the thing. So, as an indie filmmaker, you have to take the initiative to figure out a way.
You need a niche, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
you need
you
a
need
niche.
it, yeah.
You need to get
Movie
out there.
needs to have some kind of, and this is something that Alec Ferrari talks about a lot. You need to have something. You need a hook.
You need a hook.
Mhm.
No matter what it is, you need something.
Well,
And
there's
what-
an
We have a
audience.
new movie that
Yeah.
we're looking at called Love and Baseball.
Okay.
And again, it's a relationship movie. It's a romance, and it's also about baseball.
Baseball sells. It does.
America.
Yeah, it does. It's America's pastime. How do
I
you
think
not?
it's boring, but maybe it's just me.
It's like watching flies fuck, but still, people like it. They do. They do.
But
They
the
love
Little
it.
League has a story because, it's kids. Oh, look, it's kids.
Yeah, but how many baseball movies do you seen in your life that you love? The Natural, Robert Redford. That's a badass movie, right?
Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
Sandlot.
Major, Field of Dreams. Yes.
Sandlot.
The
Sandlot.
Sandlot.
Major League. I mean,
There's
these
so
are all
many.
great.
Yeah.
They're all great. So I get it. It works. Man.
Now ask me how many Little League games I've gone to with all my daughters playing softball.
Oh
Million.
yeah. A ton. You've been there.
If ours played, we probably, I don't know if we'd go. It's so boring.
We were
Oh, we
there.
did-
We did go.
We
with
did
our-
go to.
yeah.
We went to JoJo's.
Yeah, we
A
went
couple.
to my son Joe's.
A couple,
and-
2 times.
Yeah, I think they had to wake us up in the 5th inning. We're like, fuck it. We were out. Okay, Linda.
We're glad our daughter plays basketball
and track. Yeah, it's a little more exciting. What are some of the challenges you have that you face with indie filmmakers in general? I mean, this is a real show, Linda, so speak freely, please, because I'd like to know, because I want to be able to help you if people reach out to you so you don't pull your fucking hair out.
Okay, there's a couple of problems.
Yeah, please tell me.
Is that most people don't have a very realistic idea about the value of their film or what it can make.
Okay.
Do they have? Is it
People
too high
tend to
or?
think- yes, way
too
too
low?
high.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
People have a tendency to think their movie's the best movie.
Oh, yeah.
ever, right? I mean, it's
I'm
your
not there.
baby, and so of course you think it's great.
Yeah.
And so people have come to us with very high expectations, and I did with you, I really try to manage those expectations so that they're not terribly disappointed.
Sure. No, because I probably was like, Linda, this movie's badass. You're gonna love it. Check this out.
We get that all the time.
I bet.
I tell you how many people tell us the thousands of people that are waiting to buy their movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 3 weeks go by and they've sold 2 copies, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you really need to put it on Prime.
Right. Yeah. Fuck the TVOD. Let's just move to subscription base so you can make something here.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So we monitor films in the beginning.
Okay.
And then I think the next biggest issue we have is that people always think they know how best it should be distributed.
Oh.
They just come to us with their ideas. Oh no, we're going to do TVOD for 3 months, and then we're going to do SVOD, and then we're going to do
And go all on iTunes.
Oh yeah, they all. No one
does.
iTunes.
Yeah. No, I never watched iTunes in my life.
Only because it's connected to my Vudu.
Well, the thing is, even if somebody has Apple TV, they're watching Amazon or Netflix on it.
Right.
They're not watching iTunes.
They're not watching iTunes. I know. I hear you.
So it's the poorest performing platform of all the ones that we do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a rough
And
one.
yet everybody still thinks, oh, I gotta be on iTunes.
Because it looks cool. For some reason, it looks cool. And that's where they get caught up in it.
It's
so
because
that's
they're carrying a freaking Apple phone in their hand.
Yeah,
They're like,
but
oh, we gotta be on iTunes.
if you go to Indie Rights and you go to Linda, you give her your movie and you put your trust in her and let her just do her fucking
Well, because
thing.
she's the expert, not you.
Yeah,
She knows
exactly.
what she's doing.
She
That's
knows.
kind of like people coming to the bar
Exactly.
saying,
They don't
"This
know.
is how you make the drink." I'm like, no.
Then why the fuck you here? Go home and make your own fucking drink, right? Seriously, that's
I'll just
exactly.
make it the way that they say, and then they'll be like, "This tastes like shit."
Exactly.
You made it.
Yeah, no, you made it. No, literally.
Those are, and then also people, I think, are impatient. They give up too quickly.
Yeah.
And so we really, really try to explain to people that some films start really slowly and grow over time. It might take 6-8 months for your film to get some traction and start to grow. We have films that we've had for 6-7 years that are still in our top 20.
Wow.
Are you serious? That's crazy.
I'm
That's
serious.
awesome. That's awesome.
That's a long ass
so-
time.
Did they forget they had a contract, or did you just keep extending it?
It's just a
No,
great.
they do. Our contract renews automatically unless you want to leave.
Oh, okay.
In 3-year increments. Every 3 years it renews. But if you want to leave, you tell us. And I think we have like 1,500 films now because everybody stays.
Yeah.
I think we've had a total of 10 people leave.
Wow. That's
Wow.
nothing.
That's all. Out of
No, that's
1,500.
amazing.
And sometimes people think the grass is greener somewhere else.
Yeah.
Usually it's someone who we were their first distributor, so
Yeah.
they didn't have a bad experience first.
Yeah.
The people that like us the most are ones that had a
Bad
someone else first, and then they came to us.
Yeah. You know what?
Their next film.
That reminds me of something I wanted to discuss, because I know this happened a while ago, but I don't want anybody up here in our area, especially, or anybody listening anywhere, to fall for. I don't like aggregators. I don't like that idea. Can you explain the difference between a distributor and an aggregator for our
Yes.
audience, please?
Well, there's actually 3 different things that you need to understand. There's 4. An aggregator is someone that you pay. They're just a post-production house. You pay them they will encode and deliver your film. And they will often take a percentage of the revenue as well. The ones that don't are struggling to stay in business, like Distributor went bankrupt because they were paying out all the money after you paid them. But then they didn't have any way to sustain their business.
Right.
And they went belly up.
Yeah.
So, but some of the other aggregators that you pay to put your film up on platforms will take a percentage.
Yeah.
To
I think they're confused.
whatever.
Yeah, they get confused, don't they? I think filmmakers do.
But here's the problem with that is that you get no marketing support, right, at all. And one of the things that's great about Indie Rights is that, one, we give our filmmakers a 50-page online marketing guide to educate them how to set up all their social media, get everything set up so that, and then a big list of strategies of how to implement and work on those so that we can be a good team member with them and echo and amplify what they do. So
because if we win, you win. Makes sense.
Right, because if you don't make money, we don't make money.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So we're invested in you, so we have skin in the game. So that's one important element. And the other is that we have a private group on Facebook of all of our filmmakers, and we write reviews for each other, which is really, really valuable.
Yeah,
and share
definitely.
best practices, stuff like that. So that marketing support is really, really good. And we are transparent with our, with our reports.
Right.
So you can see, you get inspired by people that are doing better than you. And if you're doing better than everybody else, you're inspiring other people. People get to see, oh, wow, what did they do? How are they making so much money and I'm not?
Yeah.
Right.
So there's that. And there's also, you have real data to study and look at and see what works, what movies work, what don't, how this one makes that much money, and it's a really, when you're going out and looking for investors, for example, if you can, we don't let people share the data with the name of the films, but you can aggregate that data and go, oh, well, here's 20 horror films and the average was this, and you can make that, and this film, these horror films made this much money. So you have some real data, which is really hard to get a hold of.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I agree. So basically, the difference between
So that's an aggregator. Somebody can pay to put your stuff up.
Exactly. So that's the thing. With a distributor, you don't have to, and with an aggregator, you're going to chop up money for them to put it on a platform that you could do.
Right. A distributor is someone who is going to not charge you. Some distributors do charge. Sure. We don't charge, but a distributor actually has a direct relationship with the platforms on your behalf, and is actually acting like an agent.
Correct.
Basically.
Yeah.
Then there's a thing called a sales agent. Now, sales agents don't have those relationships. Sales agents, you can sign with a sales agent and they'll take you to a market, but then they're going to bring you to someone like me.
Right. And then they take a cut?
Right. And they take 20-30%.
What'd they do? They didn't do shit.
That's not. They knew they had Linda's phone number and you didn't.
Right, exactly.
Like you couldn't Google Linda.
Then by the time they take 30% and we take 20%, you've already lost 50%. Indie filmmakers do not need sales agents.
No, they don't.
They don't need a sales agent. I can get your film into 120 characters.
If it's good enough.
With just 2 subtitles.
Yeah.
But if they're not marketers, they're not good at marketing. They need somebody for that.
That's true, but they're filmmakers, and filmmakers have a tendency to just make the movie and then think that's it. Now I got a hit. Now I'll just give it, and then they walk away. And there's so much to do.
There's so much to it.
I always compare it to, like being pregnant.
Oh, I can relate. Yeah, I totally get
Shut
that.
up, Aaron.
You release your movie, that's like giving birth, and then you've got to raise the child.
Yeah.
If you abandon the child, who knows what's going to happen?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron.
Raise the child and give it a lot of love and attention.
Yes.
But
It's really important.
But you know what? I did let her go. I let Outrider go. I let her grow up. She had her life. I let her go, and now she's on her own. And she makes maybe $2 a month, and I'm fine. You know, and that's fine.
Where is it?
I put it up on Film Hub, and then the deliverables got really weird, and they wanted me to update stuff, and I don't have time for that right now. And it was like
Film Hub. Yeah, they're because they have to deliver to so many different platforms that their deliverables have become quite
extensive.
Extensive.
Yes, I was
like
like,
you gotta do like 20 pieces of art.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And when I first did it, when I first put the film up there, it was fine. I think we got on that, and I think a Roku channel or something, and which was fine.
Yeah.
You know, we weren't expecting too much of that movie anyway. But yeah, and then I don't know, a year and a half later, it came back and it failed on CQ.
Right.
So then they asked me to do all these changes, and by that time, I've cleared out my hard drives. That shit's way over there somewhere. I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not doing all that.
Go back and re-edit this.
Yeah, it can stay on TVOD on Amazon, and I threw it up on YouTube for free now. Fuck it, you know, just let people watch it.
No, it's fine.
Yeah,
to do that.
Absolutely. Just it was our movie.
You'll make some ad revenue if you have it. See, like we do that with really old films. We'll put them up but we have a lot of subscribers, so we get ad revenue on YouTube.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
Old.
Yeah, you can, and if you're building a brand, it's still fine. You know, whatever you're trying to do.
So you've got aggregators, distributors, sales agents, and the fourth is producers reps.
Oh shit!
And producer reps, there are some good producer reps out there. A couple. One of them is Circus Road Films.
Okay.
And one is Milk and Honey. And what they do, they for a flat fee will hold your hand and help you find a distributor. And for someone who knows no one, has no contacts, and it's their first film, it can be worthwhile.
It can be okay.
You know, they bring us some really nice films sometimes.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are, but you have to be really careful. All you got to do, if anyone that you're considering working with, you go on get on IMDb Pro. It's $14 a month or whatever it is.
Yep.
Even if you do a free trial.
Yep.
You can look up any film and any distributor, and you all you gotta do is call some producers that have worked with somebody.
Yep.
You'll either hear a horror story or you'll hear good things. I mean, it's simple thing to do.
Yeah.
Right.
It is.
And believe me, you'll get a lot. I had people crying on the phone to me when we were doing our due diligence before we started our company. I mean, crying. They stole my movie. I'm never gonna send her. Or they'll have like a $300,000 movie and they get a $10,000 minimum guarantee.
Oh man!
They dangle this little carrot out there.
Yeah.
20 grand. Here you go. You'd never see another penny.
No. Because I gotta. You better look at them contracts, Chuck.
Oh, don't worry. We'll put the legal department on it.
No, we'll make the best movies we can, and then we just give it to Linda, and we don't have to worry about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's one of those things too. It's like you're talking about marketing things earlier, and also reaching out to people, and we make the joke, we laugh because none of us here are introverts. However, there are so many filmmakers out there that we have talked to, even just on our show, who are so introverted. I mean, like, some of them were like, I can't believe I had a conversation with the three of you at the same time. I'm like,
I know. It's like, wow.
Okay, well, you did great.
Yeah, it's like, man.
So, we make that joke, but it's true. There's a lot of filmmakers who are such introverts, they wouldn't know where to go.
Yeah, or want to make the phone calls that she's asking them to do.
Right.
That's the scary part. It's like, come on, you guys, you made a movie. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, I think it kind of is like anything else. You do your homework and you're going to have the best result.
You got to be educated.
Do your homework. You have to educate yourself. You have to look stuff up. You have to
take initiative.
To learn.
Yeah, you do have to learn. You have to figure it out the best you can to have a shot. And even if you don't understand it, at least you know the lingo. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You've got to figure something out.
Well, like Linda says on their website, it's all laid out for you. I mean, everything. It's all laid out there. So what is the problem? Why would you send something that's missing pieces when they're all laid out for you?
Because they made their movie they don't have to. It's the shit.
Well,
that's the shit.
That's what the problem is.
Yeah. And some people don't understand that technical part.
The biggest mistake people make with their deliverables is they get the settings wrong in their editing system, and they send us what's called dual mono.
What's that?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It's a stereo. It's when the left and the right speaker, the same thing's coming out of both.
Yeah,
Oh.
yep.
Instead of when you look at your audio meters on your editing system, they should be going like this.
Does
Yeah.
that create an
Not
echo?
like this.
When
Not
you
like this.
go up and down like this, you got dual mono.
Yeah.
Does
And
that
it's
create
just
an
a
echo?
setting, but half of the films that we get, people have to redo because
Really?
Yeah, because most of the editing software defaults to that.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, and
it
people don't look
defaults
at
to
that.
that.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
It's stupid. I don't know why.
I don't know.
Sam, for
I
example,
think they're in cahoots with somebody else trying to screw any filmmakers up.
if you're listening to the movie in some headphones,
Yeah.
you wouldn't hear the car driving by
Yeah.
and going by you. It would
Right.
be one constant sound in both ears.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why it doesn't change.
That's why you guys have me editing.
That's
why.
right.
Yeah.
Aaron's a good
So
editor.
that's
Okay.
the biggest mistake we make. And almost half of the people that the first time when they send us their film.
Oh my gosh, almost half, really.
And I'm really
That's-
glad I didn't send her Outrider.
Because that was
Yeah, because it was that way. It totally was. Not only is it black and white, the audio was fucked.
The audio was really bad. Yeah,
it was really bad.
bad.
But you know what? We didn't have any gear. We still made the movie, and it still made money. So I don't. give a
Hey,
shit.
that's it. You got to start something. We all
Gotta
start
start.
the same place.
That's
Yes.
exactly right. That's exactly right.
And one of the things I'm enjoying with us is we're realistic. All the different things you talk about from filmmakers, as far as them being dreamers and thinking they're going to get into this big film festival and get recognized and stuff. We are
You need a plan B.
right. Well,
I beg,
we're-
Aaron
we
is
are-
not realistic.
We,
I am.
but at the same
I
time,
am.
we are middle class filmmakers. We want to get to a point to where we can make enough money making movies that we don't have to work day jobs anymore.
Correct.
That's right.
We
We're
don't.
trying.
We don't want to move to Hollywood. We
No.
don't want to have all these
You
big
don't need
things.
to anymore. That's the beauty of it. You really don't.
Exactly. So yeah, we're not looking for the big fame and all that stuff. We just want to keep making movies, telling our stories, and be realistic with what we can get.
That's it. That's it.
One of a couple of that is one of our most successful filmmaking teams live in Appalachia. They live in the mountains in Kentucky,
Oh man.
and they talk about rural.
Yeah.
They live, and the name of their company is Big Biting Pig, and they do a horror film, a low budget horror film every year. And
Oh,
we have
awesome.
about 8 of them now.
Wow.
And they've got 80,000 Twitter.
Wow.
Wow.
They
You see-
never
Crazy.
leave. They don't never leave the mountains in Kentucky.
And they're just chilling up in the hills.
And they got internet.
The people in their movies are very ordinary people,
Yeah.
right? But boy, they can make a scary movie.
I
Wow.
believe it. You see what I mean? You never know. You
Yeah.
never know. You
You
just
never
got to
know.
keep trying, and
in
you
fact,
got to be smart
they're
about
so
it.
experienced now that they wrote a book on low budget filmmaking.
Because they
Good for
figured out a
them.
formula. They figured out something.
Right?
Oh, I love them so much. That's
yeah,
badass.
I do too. I'm gonna
What
check
are
them
they
out.
called again? I'm going to check them out too.
Big Biting Pig.
Big,
Okay.
Big biting pig.
Big
That's awesome.
Biting Pig.
That's
Man,
that's cool.
That's awesome.
So that's our studio.
Awesome.
Linda, I appreciate you being on our show a lot. We've got a podcast that's starting to pick up some steam up here, and we're making movies and trying to be inspirational to this little corner of our United States.
Hey, you podcast people can listen to it all over the world.
That's
what's,
right.
and they have been, which is
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Right.
But
Yeah.
you know, we want that to happen with our films too.
Yeah.
And we figured, you know, let's start a show where we're at ground zero and work our way up with everybody. That's what we're kind of doing. And you know, it's an honor to have you on the show with
Yes,
us.
it is.
Oh, well, I'm honored to be here.
I've listened to
thanks.
you many times on other successful podcasts and filmmakers and stuff. And when I knew we were getting Linda Nelson on the show, I almost peed. A little bit. I get starstruck, so it's fine. But you know what? Good for you. I love what you're doing for filmmakers, little guys out there trying to make it. And what would be your final words to a filmmaker out there? What would you encourage them to do?
Just keep making movies and be in it for the long haul.
I love you.
Don't give up.
Love you.
Awesome.
To stay.
Awesome.
You guys got anything else?
I have a personal question.
Go for it.
What does the pillow behind? What does the pillow behind you say?
Which one?
She's gonna get up and get it.
This is from the Cannes Film Festival.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a saying, like it was a definition underneath a saying. That's okay. Show off
Oh,
all
wait,
your
what's
shit.
that one?
Where do you keep your cash? Oh.
Old friends are the best friends. I love that.
That's badass.
awesome.
That's right,
badass.
Carlson.
Yeah,
Old friends are the best friends.
I know.
30 years almost.
I know.
That's
bro.
awesome.
It's been a minute. It's been a
I
minute.
love it.
Oh,
Linda, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, pleasure for me too.
Thank you so
Been
much.
fun.
I'm glad to be able to share. I hope the recording came out all right. All of the audio got sorted out.
Oh, it'll be fine. If you do get a chance to listen to the show, all that shit will be in there. I don't edit a thing.
So once you get it up, give me a link and I'll promote it.
I will. Oh yeah, Linda. By the way, I sent you a friend request on Facebook a year ago, and you left me hanging. So I canceled it. I canceled it today, and I resent it again. And I'm like, I wonder if she's because she's got Jay Horton up there, and she's got fucking Henrique, and we have all these guys as our friends. And I'm like, Linda does not like me. What the fuck?
You know what it is? I've got like 5,000.
That's all you
She's
can have.
maxed out.
She's maxed out.
I'm just
so,
playing with you,
You know
honey.
what? Don't
But
be
I'm
offended.
more than happy.
Don't be offended,
I'm
Aaron.
not offended. It made my balls shrink up just a little bit more. I felt well.
She accepted my friend request.
Whatever.
I sent it at 3.
Email with a link to your personal profile. I have to do it that way.
I
Linda,
gotcha.
you don't have to accept my friend request.
I want to be on Linda's friend list. That's fucking bullshit. I want to be on
So
there.
what happens is once you become one of our filmmakers, then we have to be friends so that I can get you in the private group and so that it always.
Oh, okay.
So see, we got to be
Yeah.
like Jay Horton. We got to get a
got-
movie in there.
we
We got
gotta
2
get on
movies
there.
coming.
We're putting 2 movies in her.
Yeah,
In there.
in there, and in her. Jesus, Chuck. The fuck,
That's it. I ran out of words. for
Linda.
the
I
day.
think
Chuck.
we're gonna end the
Well,
show right there, Linda.
I think it's wine time.
Yes, I agree.
Thank you so much, Linda.
My pleasure.
I had
Awesome.
fun. Super
It's been
fun.
fun. Thank you for
Absolutely.
all your knowledge.
Yes,
Oh, you're welcome.
And for
Thanks
having
so
fun
much.
with us.
yes.
Yes.
Take care.
All right, Chuck. You want to
Bye.
close it out?
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Linda, thank you for joining us today on Around the Reel. It was a pleasure talking to her. It's great listening to her knowledge, everything she has to say, everything she has to offer, playing around a little bit with her. She's a fun lady. She's knowledgeable. And I'll tell you what, if you send an email to Indie Rights, it shocked the hell out of me when Linda responded herself
Yes.
within minutes
Right.
of anything we put out.
Yeah, you can actually talk to her.
Yeah. And
cool,
that's
isn't it?
amazing. So
And she's real.
yeah.
She's straight
And
up real.
honest.
Yeah, she's
Lin-
hardcore.
Linda Nelson, ladies and gentlemen, wonderful human being. If you are an indie filmmaker, Indie Rights, we highly recommend it. That's where we'll be sending our next things to. So we highly recommend her. And remember, everybody out there, think hard because you're thinking anyway.
See you guys later. I was made for loving you, baby. You were made.
Are you
for
freaking
loving
kidding me? Not
Dude,
again.
change the station.
Let's kiss.
Please.
Let's kiss
No, but we don't know.
It's not Kiss, it's Aaron.
Can you
Yeah.
give it
Stop.
all to
Who
me
sings that again?
tonight?
Kiss?
Yeah.
Let's leave it that way.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks.
Well, I thought this was a show about being creative. I was just being creative on the
That's
mic.
not being
yeah,
creative.
that's
That's just
no being annoying.
Well, maybe I'm trying too hard. Maybe it's a lot simpler.
Aaron, remember, as all good broadcast people know, less is more.
So for radio, if I don't say anything, wouldn't that be kind of a buzzkill?
It would be a great
That
freaking
would-
show.
That would give the rest of us a chance to say something.
Oh my God.
Yeah, then we'd hear something other than you.
Well, I thought around the reel we were going to just have a good time and talk with people.
We
You
do,
know?
but it's not about you, as we have talked about in the past. It's about our wonderful guests, and our wonderful guests can tune in and become a member of our show. How, Sam?
Well, if you want to be a guest on our show, you can go to our website, cccentertainmentgroup.com, and click on the link for guest scheduling for Around the Reel and come be our guest.
Yeah, and then I don't get to talk about myself anymore.
Be
You talk
Our
about yourself anyway.
guest.
True.
Be our guest.
Oh, now Chuck's singing. Okay.
Because he was made for loving me, baby. Wait, that's not all.
Why is
Is
that
it?
you?
Yeah, that's weird.
No.
I sang that one.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he was made for loving you, Aaron.
Just remember to keep tuning
And I
in.
wasn't.
Because next week, who knows what's going to happen.
You never know.